Oh, yeah, baby. It's time for a fresh episode of DWMOD. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are. We are back in the freshly fixed up studio. The leak is gone. Everybody is where they're supposed to be. I am nice and comfortable right here in front of my lovely backdrop. Louis is in his comfortable office back there. I refer to as the dungeon. He doesn't appreciate. He likes to be referred to as his office. He's getting work done in there. He's feeling comfortable. It's going to be a better show because of that. And Andy St. Clair is in the lovely, lovely Los Angeles weather right now. Everything's as it's supposed to be. Louis, let's just do it.
We cutting loops.
Touchdown!
College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down! Hook!
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready?
All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. Hey, there he is.
Oh, how are you?
Right on cue. Louis got it, like right after the song. Bam, there you are.
He's getting better. That's the thing.
He's cleaning it up. I'm liking this, Louis. Let's keep this moving in that direction, man. How's things been going, man?
Good. Everything's good. You know, we're getting into the slower time of sports, so
Yeah.
it's we're starting to get prepared for the NFL season, and then the NBA finals are right here, and the NHL finals are here, and then it's all baseball.
Yeah, it feels really slow right now to me because it's like the NBA conference finals are a blowout and not interesting. The NHL conference finals are a blowout and not interesting.
Yep.
There's not even any horse races going on right now. We're done with Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. I believe the Belmont's coming up next.
Right.
I mean, and we just finished what the Masters is over. PGA Championship over. So we're sitting waiting on which one is next.
U.S. Open.
US Open is next. Okay.
Yeah,
that's coming up in June, right? Okay.
Yeah, like Father's Day, right around there.
Yeah, always. Right. Because we're usually on our family camping trip that we haven't had since COVID. So
Right.
everything died. Everything died in COVID.
Right, sure.
No pun intended. I didn't mean that to be a pun at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. We're kind of in the slow times right now. But listen, really quickly before we go any further here, being that we're recording the show on Wednesday, we wanted to make sure and give a shout out to Memorial Day, and we have a little video here from your favorite soldiers. Thank you, guys. There it is, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
For those who made the ultimate sacrifice, we thank you, and never forget.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Is that Iwo Jima that they're trying to recreate there?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Take a look at this little thing somebody put together here. They're all saluting the flag there, the GI Joes, man. And then there's a little Iwo Jima. Pretty cool little thing somebody put together there.
Nice.
Pretty
Really
cool.
nice.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought we'll use that to say thank you to everybody out there. That gave the ultimate sacrifice. That's what Memorial Day is all about, man. Right? I mean, they didn't come back.
Memorial Day I like Memorial Day. It's a good holiday. It's always kind of relaxing, I find.
Yeah, it's a good one. Here's one thing I don't understand. Maybe you'll agree with me on this. Disagree with me or don't. I have no idea why on Memorial Day and Veterans Day we celebrate by setting off fireworks like crazy. I'm sitting in my neighborhood the other night, and it feels like I'm in a war zone. Like that's what these people want to be reminded of on these days is PTSD and bombshells, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I get the 4th of July, why it happens. I don't love the 4th of July. There's too many fireworks.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I think I liked it as a kid, but as I got older, I was like, I hate this. This is
not it's way too much. It's way too much. And I spent many a night in Detroit working on the 4th of July, and it's just gunfire. It's just nothing but gunfire all night long. And you're just like, guys, those bullets are coming down somewhere, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, but enough of the fireworks, on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, guys. Let's knock that off. Let's just knock that off. I should have put it in knock it off.
This is an agree. This is an agree by me.
This is a hard agree. Well, like, what are you doing, man? Anyway, I've said enough on that matter. I've said enough. So listen, let's jump in a little bit of the NHL here before we get into our regular slate now. It's looking like it's a blowout, man. Like Edmonton's up 3-1. They're probably going to close this thing out, get to the conference finals, and you got the Panthers are probably going to do the same.
Yeah, I think this will be the 4th time in the NHL history we're going to have same finals as the previous year.
Yep.
And I won of the previous 3. The other team has won. So and I think it was the Oilers in the 80s. As
Sure.
Oilers Islanders, I think the
Oilers Islanders for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of think the Oilers are going to win this thing. So I think they're going to make it 2 out of the 4. So I think Oilers over Panthers for me.
Canada be going crazy too, and if you got in on the Oilers, maybe 2 months before the end of the season ish, 2.5 months, you probably got really good odds because they weren't playing their best hockey and nobody was counting them into this position. And bang, here they are, man. They're going to be in the finals. Now, this also, I think a lot of people are overlooking it. You're right, Andy. This is going to be a repeat of last year's Stanley Cup Finals, which is very rare. This isn't the NBA where it's Lakers Celtics every single year. This is a rare occasion for the NHL and an ultra rarity for the NHL. This will be the 3rd straight finals for the Panthers.
Wow.
3 years ago, they lost to the Vegas Knights.
Wow.
And then they went back to the Cup and won. And now they're back for a 3rd year. So little mini dynasty here. I don't think anybody's paying attention to.
No, it's a good point. I didn't even realize. I knew it was last year, but that's a good point. They're actually that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and you know what the hockey capital of the world is?
When I say Florida right now,
it's the state of Florida. 6 of the last 10 Stanley Cup Finals have featured a team from Florida.
Yeah,
and the last 5 years in a row have featured a team from Florida. Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, good for Florida. They're right. Yeah, Tampa was a big team for a while, and then the Panthers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the hockey world hates it.
Yeah,
the hockey world hates it.
No doubt.
No doubt. Let's jump to the NBA. Same situation over here, man. We got the Pacers rolling. They're up 3-1. They're gonna be in. OKC rolling up 3-1. They're gonna be in unless Minnesota. Of those 2 series, I would say Minnesota is the only one I would say has an outside chance of coming back in this thing. Knicks are cooked.
I feel like it's the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the T-Wolves are cooked. I just don't see how they beat Oklahoma. Even if they win Game 5, I don't think they're going to win in Game 5. I don't think so. At least the Knicks have home court in Game 5.
Okay.
So that's why it gives me. I'll take the Knicks over the Wolves. I think the Wolves. I just don't think how they're going to go to Oklahoma City and win. I just don't see it.
I'm not even going to disagree. I mean, honestly, both teams are cooked. You know what I mean? I'm just playing star power. If Ant-Man gets rolling, maybe they can get something going. But, it's not going to happen. So, listen, what do you think, NBA Finals, man? OKC, Indiana. This is a good matchup, or does OKC run away with this thing?
I think it's a good matchup. I mean, I think Oklahoma City's going to win, but I think, you're going to get – the Pacers are going to push the pace. They don't turn the ball over. They have some dudes. The real issue, I think, is going to be is size. And that's going to be the difference. OKC's got Holmgren. They also have Hartenstein.
Yeah.
And the Pacers really only have Turner. So I think size will be the true issue. But Halliburton, keep him in. Nesmith, those guys can kind of keep them in. And they got enough dudes athletically to hang. But it's OKC in 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think you make a good point with the turnovers, though. Indiana does take care of the basketball, and that could grind things to a halt. That could frustrate OKC a little bit. That may be something interesting there.
Yeah, Halliburton versus SGA will be fun. That'll be a good matchup. So it'll be fun. I think it's going to be a great, fun final. I don't know if it's going to be great, but it'll be fun. And OKC is going to probably get it done. OKC's, that team is going to be a problem in the NBA for a few years. So get used to saying Oklahoma City wins the title.
You ain't kidding, man. They're loaded and they're just going to keep rolling, man. So as poor as the NBA conference finals and NHL conference finals have been, I think both championship series are going to be really fun to watch. Florida, going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, the hockey one's going to be great, and the NBA is going to be fun. So it'll be good.
Yep, I think it's going to be good. We're going to get into some quick hits here, guys. Listen, I'm teased you. We're going to have a new segment coming into the middle here that's going to be probably a regular occurring thing for us here. It's going to be a surprise to Andy. He has no idea what's coming. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Louis put some time putting it together. But before that, let's get into quick hits brought to you by our sponsors. What just happened is brought to you this week with Gordon Butterfield, the master. I mean, the genius on the microphone. Gordon Butterfield is bringing you What Just Happened, brought to you by our sponsors. And that's Case Concepts, guys. You know the thing.
What just happened?
Brought to you by the reclaimed barnwood beauties of Case Concepts. It's a mom and pop run furniture shop, and they specialize in reclaimed barnwood furniture. You can choose a live edge or some smoothed out finishes. Well, they've even got those fancy river tables and all kind of themes, from sports to space conflicts. Whether you're looking for a 12-parsec Kessel Run or a march up a frozen river's edge, the rebels have been found. You won't be disappointed. Those are real toys in there. That's right. From bathroom decor to bar carts to bar stools. They've even got pet supplies. Plus, looking for that couch bar you always wanted? Take it from these satisfied customers. That's the beauty of Case Concepts on Etsy. Tell them Gordon approves. Well, it's a beautiful day for a visit for that. Oh, tumble time! Oh my! 2 for 1 on a Stairway Massacre. What just happened? It was a bang-bang play. First you see Edna trips over that dog. Oh, flip-flops are flying. She's rolling downhill like a cheese wheel chase. And then here comes Gertie. She's going to help out. But she's not going to put that phone down. Just switch it to her non-dominant hand. That's a bad idea. Here comes the concrete. Oh my. Thank God Edna's ham hock got caught in that guardrail. Looked like a fire drill for old Humpty and Dumpty.
Oh, what just happened?
Large elderly ladies falling is just funny, man.
It's funny. They look like twins.
They could be. They could be, man. I'll tell you what. I think Gertie, the second one heading down the stairs, I think she may have had some NFL experience. You see, she had that cell phone in the left hand.
And she switched it over.
Yeah, she felt contact coming from the post there and switched it to the outside hand. That's a pretty good move.
It was nice. It was nice. I hope they're okay. Gordon doesn't even ask if they're okay. He just keeps moving forward.
No, he asked me after he got done taping that if they had got the first down. I was
like,
oh, Gordon, come on.
No. You can't keep it.
He's something else, man. He's something else. Let's jump into quick hits. All right, Andy, you've been seeing the videos flying around the internet of Shedeur Sanders at Browns camp, looking pretty good. I mean, you know, he's looking fine for a little mini camp that they're having. He looks pretty good. They're not showing us videos of anybody else though, but you know, and we both suspected he'd be fine when he got into camp. He's a pocket kid. He understands reads. He knows where to go with the football. It's not a problem of his, right?
No, it should be good. I don't think he's going to be the starter, but if by the way, if you're going to place money on it, you should bet on Joe Flacco.
100%. They're going to start Joe Flacco off the gates and hope that they get somebody groomed, which brings me to my question here on Quick Hits, Andy. 4 quarterbacks in the room. You're not keeping all 4. Which guy is going to end up getting released?
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, easily, right?
Yeah,
for
sure.
The only other, go ahead. Sorry.
Why even draft Gabriel and Sanders if you're just going to cut them? Like, that's just a waste of pick. So Kenny's gone.
Yeah, the only thing I can figure is if they were maybe going to delegate one of those rookies to the practice squad for a little while just to carry them and hold them, but then someone can claim them, as far as I know. So you don't want to, won't be doing any of that. So yeah, it's going to be Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
And you can't blame Kenny Pickett for signing with them in the offseason. Looks like you have a shot to be the starter.
No, I just hope Kenny rents. Just rent there. Hope he didn't buy.
Yeah, I hope he did. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
I hope he's rented. Well, listen, what do you think about this? If you are the Steelers, now I'm talking about the Steelers and Kirk Cousins and the Falcons really quickly. If you're the Steelers, do you just go get Kirk Cousins?
But I guess it depends on the price.
The Falcons, listen, I'm listening to the radio down here like crazy, and they are playing the game of, no, we're going to hold them and wait, and we're going to wait. They know that's not going anywhere. They're dying to get rid of at least half of that salary that they promised him. Yeah. I think the Steelers get him for a song.
Well, if you can get him for a good price, then for sure. You know, same thing I would do with Rodgers. If I get Rodgers for a good price, sure. It's got either of those quarterbacks are better than whoever is starting now. Was it Mason Rudolph?
Mason Rudolph, and Tomlin is set to go with Mason Rudolph. Now, clearly they don't want to bring Kenny Pickett back. That'll be an option when he gets released. He knows the offense. Do you think the Browns release when they bring him in, he starts maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, here's the only thing I know about the Steelers. They're going to go 10-7. They're going to be on the road in the wild card playoff, and they're going to be about an 8-point dog, and we're going to take whoever they're playing. You and I will going to lose by like 20.
Yeah, we'll both be in on that. Now, to me, Kenny Pickett has stretched his football career out further than he ever should have been allowed to, because I believe his career should have ended instantly after this play. This is the famous play in the bowl game where he's going to take off, and right here he's going to, fake slide. Nope. And then runs it all the way in for a score when the defense stops playing. And watch the celebration. Oh, and then you're going to finger roll and finger kiss. And my man, I'm telling you right now, I'd have took his helmet off in the end zone for the 15-yard penalty. We had a deal. We had a deal. You're going to slide, and I'm not going to kill you.
It's the next. I don't know. I can't remember that. It's the next possession. I'm like, that's when if I'm Kenny, I'm keeping my head on a swivel because those guys are going to hit me.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now, I would have went full TO style. You know, like how they did TO on the star. I'd have did him in the end zone. Kick me out of the game. We're done here.
Yeah.
Earhole City, man. His career should have been over then. That was some bullshit, sir. Okay, have you been watching any of the UFL, Andy?
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
Okay, good. Well, I'm kind of glad because I'm going to throw something at you here. And I think it's going to blow your mind. I've been watching a little bit of it because I'm interested to see how this new electronic first down. It's not a chip in the ball, but it's like the tennis system that you've referred to that we should use that I hate because I'm like, anytime I don't understand why we want to put it on. We should use computers and technology to help. But those systems, they don't have any kind of chip in a ball, or it's all done by like mathematical equations solved quickly by the speed of the ball and its direction and blah, blah, blah. And they come up with a simulation where they show us where they think the ball had landed. And to me, anytime a computer can manipulate shit, you're going to have the game being manipulated by people controlling the computer. I don't like it. But anyway, here's a clip. Here's a clip of them using it in the UFL here.
He was stopped early. Remember, they have the technology here. You can see right there. By inches, less than an inch. They missed the first down, and so O'Neal did get the stop.
And down low, they were showing where he got tackled. Now, I've slowed it down for you because this is hard to see. But you could see in that clip where the ball was like just a hair shy of that first down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's slow this down a little bit here now. Here, you can see the contact being made right there. You can see the yard marker, the hash mark up there where the ball is hit a full yard and a half behind the pylon, and then watch, he'll be driven backwards. He's not going to land forward. This guy's going to pull him backwards from that point. The ball, his helmet is right on the ball. This thing's a yard and a half short. Just one more time from the beginning here, and I'll get out of here. Watch the contact on the football right there. Bang. That ball's going backwards right now.
Right.
And then watch that arm. Never comes back forward. The other player that's got him wrapped up whips him backwards. That ball never gets within a yard and a half of that down marker at all. And look how close the picture is. And that's what they went with. And the ball was spotted like an inch short. And then they decided they're going to go, not go, whatever. This is garbage. No, thank you for the NFL. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's not, it's got to work out the kinks. That's why I just keep it at this level right now. Let's get it correct before we bring it up.
Listen, I'm going to stand on what I said last year. Let's use the technology I have in my damn cell phone where we could then switch that view of that play we just saw right to the top. Boom, like this, camera over the top. We can get a straight level line of where the first down is, and then we can tap both defenders like I can people I don't want in my picture, and they disappear, and we can see the football and the first down marker, and we're done here. And I can do that on my cell phone. What is all this junk?
Yeah, it needs to be. We just got to get it right before because just imagine if that was like Bills Chiefs.
Yeah.
Then there would be in the playoffs. It would be an outrage.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where like we will question a referee to no end. But if they showed that on the TV, like everybody on the field and TV and everybody, well, it's a computer. It's right. The computer's right. That computer's wrong. We just watched it.
Yeah, we saw it.
It's junk, man. No thanks. I'm out.
Yeah.
All right, quick question for you, Andy.
Yeah.
Who is the highest paid player in Major League Baseball this year?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I want to say Ohtani, probably not Ohtani. I'll go Trout.
You would be correct in saying Ohtani signed that big contract and should be the highest paid player this year, but he's not. He's not. It's your boy Max Scherzer will collect $15 million from the Nats, $30 million from the Mets. Oh, one more time, Louis. $30 million from the Mets, 12.5 from the Rangers, and 15.5 from the Blue Jays all this season from being released the last 4 years.
What a great gig.
Oh my God.
What a great gig.
I think he's on the Blue Jays roster too. I think he started a couple of games ago. I'm like, Whew, this guy's going to make $80 million this year.
Great, man. Scherzer, University of Missouri, baby. Good work. Good work, Scherzer.
He's going to pitch 2 games this year, make 80
Good
mil.
job. Great job.
Oh, man.
Best
Hey,
gig in baseball.
nice job, Maxie, because in his prime, he was the best in the game in his prime. He was, man. All right, here we go. New segment, Andy. Here we go. This is our new segment, and it is called No Way. I'm going to throw you some stuff, and you're going to let me know if it's a no way, you agree, you don't. There's really no rhyme or reason to it, but let's get ready with no way.
No way. There's no way. No way.
That's you, buddy.
I like the voice.
That's you, buddy, from like season 3 of DWMOD. Play that again, Louis.
No way. There's no way. No way. All right. All right.
I love it. I love it. Okay, here we go. Is this a no way? Ellie De La Cruz, by the end of the month, will have struck out 422 times this season, passing Tony Gwynn's career strikeouts for his whole career of 434. What do you make of that?
That's a yes way. 100%. That's definitely going to happen. Yes way.
I got you on the first one.
Oh.
Got you on the first one.
Oh, no.
That is Ellie De La Cruz career strikeouts. He couldn't have struck out 434 times in 2 months. He couldn't have let him bat that much.
Oh, I read it as a career. But yeah, you're right. Okay, I got to read a little sharper.
But still, that's for his career, and it just brings up a very good point. This is one of the good young stars of the game that everybody loves and everybody thinks he's a good player, man. But I think he's a great hitter, and this is a guy that in 2 seasons will have struck out more times than Tony Gwynn did, and 20 plus.
Right.
This is the new baseball.
Yeah.
No,
sure.
They got a problem.
Yeah.
They need to get this fixed. Get it fixed, guys. Let's get it going.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Speaking of Tony Gwynn, I think you're going to know this one because you kind of brought this up last week. But so I'll just say this is true. Tony Gwynn has more assists when he played college basketball for San Diego State as well than he had strikeouts in his 20-plus year Major League Baseball career. Tony Gwynn was a point guard for San Diego State, was drafted into the NBA as well. Many people don't know that because he was a pudgy dude in Major League Baseball. He had more assists in college than he had strikeouts in 20 years in Major League Baseball. That's nuts.
Yeah, man. It's incredible. It's him not striking out, just incredible. I just watched a video of him the other day where he gets the call to get into the Hall of Fame. It was pretty good. It was like he cries. I'm like, you're Tony Gwynn. Didn't you think you were going to get into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. And how does that guy not like first ballot 98% of the vote? Because those dicks are like, well, he's not Ted Williams.
He did get 98% of the vote, though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and it was like at the time, and maybe it still is like 5th highest.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Well, they got that one right then. I will never apologize to those guys. They're shitheads. Lou Whitaker. Let's just keep it moving.
No way. There's no way. No way.
This is an interesting fact. The 2001 Miami Hurricanes, they would have gone 8-4 if the offense never scored a touchdown the whole season. And FYI, Andy, that season, the offense scored 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, one of the greatest college football teams of all time. That team was just loaded.
Probably the greatest.
Its team was loaded. It had so many dudes.
And robbed in the national championship game. One of the biggest jokes in the history of national championship games. I mean, the game's over, the confetti falls, and then the referee throws a flag literally like, I think 74 seconds after the play and calls interference in the end zone and gives Ohio State another shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. It was bad. That team was just unbelievable. What a great college football team.
Yeah. Yeah. And probably the play of the game in that game. Do you remember what was the most important play in that game? Was when Ohio State was going in for a score.
Okay.
Close game. And they got picked off. I can't remember their quarterback's name at the time, and it's right at the tip of my tongue, man. But anyway, he was like a rocket scientist or some shit. He wasn't very good. He got picked off. Miami was bringing it out the other way, and the guy was looking like he was going to get free and run the whole way back. And Maurice Clarett chased him down from behind and just took the football from him. Didn't try to tackle him. Stripped the football, and they got it back.
Right.
That was play of the game.
Yeah.
Let's play the game. I remember that play like it was yesterday, man.
I mean, I just Googled them real quick, the 2001 Miami Hurricane football team.
Yeah.
And here's the points they gave up in their games: 7, 0, 21, 7, 27, 3, 0, 7, 0, 7, 24, 14. It's crazy.
Yeah. They would have went 8-4 if they didn't even score a point on offense.
Crazy.
Yeah, they were loaded, man. Loaded. How many guys they had drafted through the first 2 rounds, man? Like 11 or 12 or something. Like it was ridiculous.
They played number 11, Washington, right around Thanksgiving. Number 11 in the land, and Miami at the Orange Bowl. They won 65-7.
Yeah, they were the best team in college football, and they were a little banged up heading into that bowl game too. And was that also the bowl game? Yeah, where what's his name blew his knee out, right?
McGahee.
Yes, correct. Yeah. That's the game. McGahee blew his knee out in the first quarter. Yep, that's the one, man. What a hell of a team, though. Hell of a team.
No way. There's no way. No way.
All right, one more on no way here. Now, this brings us back to a classic argument between you and I. Ben Roethlisberger or Aaron Rodgers. It's Ben. It's Ben.
Rodgers.
You're Team Rodgers. I'm Team Ben. We did it about a year and a half ago, I think. We put the stats up right on the screen, right next to each other. The stats are identical. Ben, more Super Bowls, actually liked by his teammates. Give me Ben all day over that problem that Rodgers is. And here's why, Andy. These are things Aaron Rodgers could never do. This is a clip of Big Ben getting ready. This is one of his drills he did regularly in practice. There we go. Just dodging bags. Then this is Ben. Boom. Those are drills Ben does during practice. Rodgers won't work in none of that. There's another one in there missing where they threw the pad right at him and he just knocks it right down and then makes a throw.
Well, Big Ben was bigger, obviously, a little more durable, but Rodgers has been pretty durable. It's not like he's been a tough kid. But I just, if you ask me one game in their prime, who do I want to play quarterback? Aaron Rodgers.
I think I'm just going to take Big Ben. Team rallies around him. I'll take Big Ben, or I'll take Big Ben because he could probably do this that Aaron Rodgers could never do. This is Big Ben. He's going to take off running here. Andy, look at him. Whoop. Everybody's whoop. And they're missing. Whoop. He's in cut field. He's going to go back the other way. Big Ben going to go 80 yards for the touchdown scamper all the way into the end zone. And this is not against some scrubs. This is against the Iowa Hawkeyes, buddy.
It's Iowa, baby.
That's against Iowa there. 80-yard touchdown run.
First, I was worried they looked like Mizzou, and I'm like, how dare you play a Missouri clip?
I wish it would have been the 16-second 80-yard touchdown by Ben Roethlisberger. It just proves his superiority. It's Big Ben all day.
Okay, I think Rodgers is one of the best 10 or 15 quarterbacks of all time, and I think Big Ben's probably in the 20s, in my opinion. 20.
Man, that's tough. It has everything to do with how you're rating him. And Rodgers, for some reason, always seems to get ranked by talent and potential. You played long enough. I don't want to hear about his potential. I don't want to hear about how good, how skilled he was. What did he do? Drag a team to the playoffs. Not even drag. They had one of the best defenses in the league every damn year he was there. Get into the playoffs and get beat. Get into the playoffs and get beat. If Rodgers played in the NBA, we'd be crucifying him.
Yeah, I mean he's got but the NFL is so different, and he's got a Super Bowl.
He did get the one Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's got one. So it's like, but also the Steelers defense was a lot better than the Packers defense ever was.
Yeah, Steelers defense was a little better, but also the guys liked him.
Yeah. There's no way. No way.
Hey, listen, man. What do you think? You like
it? I hope it continues.
I love it. We'll do some no ways, and maybe next week you can come in with some no way points of your own, and you can be like, "Hey, Louie, play the clip for me. I got something."
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'll get you some no ways.
Yeah, throw me some no ways, man. All right, guys, that is going to take us into Knock It Off. Let's get to my favorite segment, right? Knock It Off is always my favorite. I love Knock It Off. And Knock It Off is brought to you by the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast, guys. That is Old English 800. And even if it is the slow time of the year, Andy, I might just sit by the pool and have me a couple of these.
Brass monkey, that monkey, brass monkey chunky.
That's right, baby. Get yourself a Brass Monkey this weekend and drink like a gentleman. Old English 800, get a splash of orange juice. That's the Brass Monkey, the official beer choice of DWMOD podcast. That is Old English 800.
It's beautiful.
It's delicious. It's delicious stuff. All right, let's jump into this because I think we're going to have to ride deep on this one.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
This one is directed at the NBA. It is time to just let teams be teams. to quit meddling and try to control everything and just see if your product can right the ship itself with money and sponsorships and TV deals and commercials. And they've been trying to control this thing since the 80s. And here's another case in point. It's the same every year with this award, the MVP award. I mean, please, it's not even close. It's not even close. First ever 30-20-20. This guy's got most triple doubles. He's first in triple doubles. He's got the most points ever scored in triple double. He's the first non-point guard to average a triple double for a season. This guy's the MVP, but for some reason, the NBA has this thing about like, I got to pick a new guy. Got to pick a new guy this weekend. Who's second or third? Just pick that guy. I don't get it.
It's a tale as old as time in the NBA, right? The best, eventually LeBron, Jordan, like they just don't give those MVPs. They stop doing it, after a couple of years. Also, the other thing is like that award tends to go to the player whose team had the best record. And the Thunder were like 67-15 or whatever they were, 68-14. So that's what it's like the Barkley year, he beat Jordan. Malone beat Jordan. There was like a stretch where LeBron should have probably won like 7 MVPs.
Yeah, I mean, just get the award right. Just give it to what's with all these new parameters that they've created? Like, well, if your team's the best, then you're probably the most valuable player. I'd argue if you took him SGA off of Oklahoma City, they're still probably the second or third seed in the West.
Yeah, they're probably right there. But the NFL does it too, ultimately. Like
it's got to be a quarterback. Yeah.
It's a quarterback and their teams are pretty good. Josh Allen, whatever the Bills were, they were like 13-4. So like, all these sports, they just kind of go to like a team record is much more important for sure. The interesting thing about the NBA MVP though, I think if you look at the last like 5 or 6 years, there's not. It's all foreign-based players.
Yeah,
as an American in a while.
Yeah, I've seen. Well, this year was the first one in a long time, correct?
SGA is Canadian.
Oh man, that's right. I don't even think of that as being like North American, but yeah, I guess you're right. He's not American. Yeah,
he's not American.
Yeah, I saw a thing last year that said like 7 of the top 10 players in the league are European.
Well, that's my question is, who will be the first American and what year does it happen? Because I can tell you the last, like here goes 18-19 Giannis, 19-20 Giannis, then Djokovic won it 2 years in a row, then Embiid, then Jokic. I'm sorry, not Djokovic, not Novak, and then SGA. So the last American to win was 17-18, James Harden, last American to win.
Man. Well,
who's the next one? Is it probably Ant?
It's got to be. Here's the thing. Like I could tell you who I think it might be, but then I'm going to tell you who the NBA will make sure it will be. They'll make sure it will be Ant-Man because he's going to be their little face of the league. So they'll just pick him. It could be in the next 2 seasons. It could easily be on paper, Cade Cunningham.
Sure.
I mean, this guy's going to average a triple-double next year. Damn near did it this year. They've proven he can score and carry a team. I mean, next year he's going to be in the mix, but they won't give it to him because he's just not a flashy dude. He doesn't have a Twitter and an Instagram where he's talking shit to the guys he's playing, and that just don't work.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know when it's going to happen, but not anytime soon. I think you're going to get another Giannis, Luka, SGA, the Joker.
Here's this next guy we're going to talk about is a guy they might want to try to give it to, but let's get to this.
All right, everyone, time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Now, you remember during the Pistons and the Knicks series that I kept complaining about Brunson's flopping like everyone else does, and I just couldn't track that. I didn't have time to dive through the games and pull the video and splice something together. But I told you, he grabs people against him and like pulls them into him and creates a foul, uses their arms to hit himself with their arms like you would your little brother when you take his arm and hit him with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I finally got myself a good little video of what Jalen Brunson does all the time, and we'll get like 10 to 12 points at the line off this game.
Sure.
Look at this. Gonna grab his arm, hit himself in the face. Oh, and they're gonna stop play here because we got one. And look at him. He's disgusted. Oh, my face, man. Can't believe you hit me. He is a fucking punk.
Yeah, well, SGA is a kind of a baiter too. He's a foul.
Oh, yeah.
SGA is very good at this too. Yeah, it's they're doing a good job of getting the officials on their side for sure.
The NBA has got to step in this offseason. Listen, we live in a day and age where this stuff is all over the internet now. You're not getting away with downplaying it at the press conference anymore. This is ridiculous behavior, and it's being rewarded like crazy.
Yeah, it's hard. Even watch Game 4 of that Knicks Pacers game. Like, it was so physical, and I'm like, somebody call a foul. Like, there's some fouls, and like they just can't. They it's hard, obviously, but they can't get it right. And if they call ticky-tack fouls, you get mad. I get mad, and then when they just beating the hell out of each other, I'm like, guys, there's a foul. There's like 3 fouls there, so it's hard. Yeah. It's a hard line.
I don't mind physical play as long as it's not like, we're talking 80s, 90s style where you're taking a guy's head off and stuff like that. But I don't mind good physical defense where they're going to let you play close to the guy, body him up a little bit. Like, I think they need to bring some of that back, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I don't mind that type of physical play. And they have to do something to counteract the offensive player's ability to just completely be untouched. Like, he just have to give him a path to the rim or it's a foul. Like, he has the ability with the basketball to just put his head down and come flying at you like a missile. And if you get in the way, it's a foul. They got to do something about that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure they do. It's bad, and Brunson's bad.
Oh, he's bad. Look at this garbage. Look, watch it. He grabs him, hits himself, and then puts his face down against the hand and then flings his head back.
Yeah.
I'm fully convinced that he grew out those braids and shit just to have more effect. He sat down and analyzed the whole situation. If the hair goes flying, I'll get more calls too. Let me get some of these braids going long here.
Right.
I have no respect for a dude like that where when you're not spending time getting better at your craft and getting better at what you do to try to dominate, you're studying and practicing ways on how to game the game. I got no respect for you.
Yeah, for sure.
None whatsoever. None whatsoever.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, this next one, Andy, this next one's a little knock it off because, people are getting a little flustered watching plays like this from the big cat. Watch the big cat make this pass here.
Okay.
Watch the body language here. He makes that pass. Ooh, little shimmy. Yeah. Look at him. He's like, girl. Yeah. The pass was on the money. Look at Cat's a little zesty. Woo.
He loves it. Cat is he's something. He's quite a player.
I love the clips on the internet of him always going when he makes a pass or a shot or something like that. And this one here, like, I could just see him making his Bill Cosby with the Jello pudding pops and the shimmy. Look, little Jello pudding pop shimmy here. Woo. Look at that. Oh, little shake, little shimmy. I love it, man. Well, it's getting warm in here. Look out that.
He's a big guy who's he's not afraid to show his feelings.
No, he's a little sassy. He'll be sassy on you and get it done too and win the game. I love it.
I do kind of think, by the way, I think the Knicks are going to have to try to trade Cat. That's what I think.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know, but I don't know how you get rid of him. I just don't think he's going to be. I would try to get Giannis. That's what I would do. I would be like Cat and a bunch of picks, or Bridges, Cat and Bridges, and give me Giannis and just go from there. Yeah, because the same thing I was saying about Detroit a couple weeks ago. The East is very open right now, and it's open right now. And if Detroit can get like a Durant, if Detroit can get a Giannis, because the Celtics are out for the year, they're not going to be good. The Heat are not good. The Bucks are not good. You have the Cavs and the Pacers, right? Like, that's pretty much it. And the Knicks are good. But like, if the Knicks trade dudes whoever gets Giannis in the East, if he stays in the East, I think, or Durant, then maybe we could have a conversation about next year.
Well, I'll tell you, it ain't going to be the Pistons for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think they feel good about standing pat, especially with how far the Knicks have gone, and we should have won that series. I think they feel good where they're at. Number one, they haven't made money in a long time, and this year they're making money, and they have an inexpensive roster that looks good enough to compete in the East next year for one of the top 3 seeds if they just get a little bit better. They're not going to go do that, and I don't think they should. We've been through that. I wouldn't do it either, especially Durant. There's no chance I'm bringing Durant in. Listen, I like Durant. I'm not an anti-Durant guy, but he's a guy that is clearly at the end of his career, and everywhere he's bounced since he left Golden State to try to put a team over the edge, it doesn't work.
Right.
It just doesn't work. No thanks. And it's expensive. No thanks, man. I hope the Knicks go ahead and do that, man.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah, do it.
But they won't. They'll stay. They'll think they just need to add a piece. They'll add a piece. I firmly believe what we talked about last week. I think that Giannis is going to be a Spur. I think that's going down. I think that's going down.
Spur or Rocket. I think those are the two obvious big teams. But
Yep.
as long as New York keeps sassy cat, that's all they need. They just need a sassy cat.
Oh man, you get the sassy cat, and that whole locker room gets a little disco ball, and it's shiny. It's shiny in there.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, let's get to it. We promised you guys last week we're going to talk a little NFL futures division games here on a little All Right Bet. It's time for another episode of All Right Bet. All right, man. That's the short version, Louis. Thank you for that. Yeah. Listen, MLB, guys, we are still doing every single day on the social media. It's the Big Six Picks brought to you by Old English 800. You're going to get 6 teams a day. Make your parlays how you want. I'm tired of knuckleheads sliding into my DMs and being like, this one didn't hit. What do you mean this one? There's 6 teams. You play the teams you want to play. Now, right. I will say this. In the last week, we've been doing really well all year. This last week, we had some days where we did not win. We came in at like 2-4, 2-4, 2-4. But in my defense, everybody outside Vegas was getting hammered this last week. Good teams were getting beat by the Rockies. I mean, like that's just the way it was. It's baseball, man. I
don't really do baseball, but I want to throw this out there. Not you or anybody, I wonder if this is a good idea. Round robin, like 3 dogs. Just round robin every day, 3 MLB dogs, and then just see what happens.
Yeah, you could. As long as you're paying attention to the pitching matchups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like today, like tomorrow, I already looked at today's games. Tomorrow, a really hot dog is going to be the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Cardinals. And anybody playing the Royals right now, they can't score runs. Cardinals are playing the Orioles, who are having the same problem, can't score runs. Royals have burned me a couple times this last week. They got really good starting pitching. You know this, Andy, you're a Royals guy. Really good starting pitching. They won't give up a run until the 6th or 7th inning, and then they'll give up 1 or 2 and lose the game 2-1 or 1-0. They just can't score. They just can't. So that's what's going on right now. But at the end of the day, guys, right now, our record, let me get this right here. Our record so far this season in Major League Baseball bets is 191 and 141.
Pretty good.
We're 50 games over 500, guys, and we made almost 400 bets. I mean, that's
pretty good.
You can't complain. That's some pretty good days, and we've had a couple that we went 6-0. You hit big time on those days if you hit. So just listen, be smart, look at your pitching matchups, listen to the tips I give you when I put it right in there in the sentence. Like today, let's get after the good starters, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you follow the site, get on that. Oh, man. You know what, though? I got to show you this, Andy. I got to show you this. Okay. This was a couple of days ago. The Diamondbacks are 151-0 in franchise history when scoring 12 or more runs. The now 8-win Rockies snapped that streak and won that game.
Right.
They have also blown 6 or 7 games, that said, this year already when they've scored 11 or more runs. They have, in their franchise history, they've blown 7 games when scoring 11 runs. Those have all come this year.
Right.
The Diamondbacks can score, and that bullpen is garbage. And you guys that bet with me yesterday, I went to bed. They were up 6-2 on the shitty Pirates. Pirates can't score. Skeens ain't pitching. They ain't got a chance. 6-2 in the 8th inning. I woke up to a 9-6 loss. They give up 7 runs in the 8th and lost the game.
Yeah, brutal. That's so brutal.
I mean, listen, they're driving me crazy. They've cost me quite a bit of money in the last couple of days. But, hey, whatever. It is what it is. Let's jump on some NFL bets. Check out tomorrow's MLB bets. Feel pretty good about them. Jump on them. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's jump right in with the NFC East, Andy. Now, here, I've got all the odds right in front of me. I mapped the ball out. The NFC East, right now, if you jump on these early, you got the Eagles at -150. Nobody's interested in that, right? No, and especially because they haven't that division. There hasn't been a repeat champ in what?
20 years.
Like 20-something years. It just doesn't happen. So, and if it's going to be the Eagles. Not worth the money. Commanders +240. Cowboys at plus 550 or the Giants at plus 2,000. I think we're going to agree where to land here.
The Dallas Cowboys.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Cowboys. I just kind of like them. I would bet them. I don't have this capability, but if I would bet them to be the 1 seed, I would bet them to win the NFC. I would just, why not? Right?
Yeah.
Like, so give me the Cowboys at 600.
Yeah, they were bad last year. They had some good draft picks. They drafted well. They filled the holes they need. They didn't go Jerry Jones and get splashy and get guys they don't need. They went out and got Pickens, right? So they've got some help for Dak at wide receiver. They added some defense. Why not? I mean, you expect
that former Broncos running back Gordon. I think, is it Gordon?
Yeah. Yep.
I would also, if you just for the heck of it, why not look at Dak MVP? If the Cowboys go 12-5, 13-4, and he plays the whole year.
Yeah, and their schedule's not going to be that tough because they stunk last year. So you expect the Commanders to fall, and the Giants just ain't going to happen. You're not bringing a Russell Wilson to win the division. It's just,
right now, Dak at MVP is like plus 3,000. Kind of nice.
Yeah, put $1 on that rascal.
It's a quarterback award.
You know what I mean? Put $10 on that thing and hit 300. I don't know. Let's get NFC North. Now, they got the Lions at plus 150. Plus money on the Lions is good money. Listen, everybody expects this to be a big fall off year. I don't expect it to be a big fall off year at all. I expect this division to be clawing at each other for the top of the division, and the Lions will be right there. At plus money, I'll put some money on the Lions. But also, there's other teams in this division to pick here.
Yep.
Packers at plus 250. You got the Vikings at plus 350, and they've got the Bears in the cellar at plus 400. I think we're going to agree here.
Well, I would probably bet the exact same bet you're going to bet, which I'd probably put a little in Detroit.
Yep.
And then I'd probably bet on the Bears.
Yeah, put a bet on the Bears here. Again, same concept as the Cowboys, right? They got better everywhere. They had a crap season. They're going to have an easier schedule, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they will. Their schedule is it's at least in the worst.
Yeah,
it's bottom tier.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. They play, like they do have a little run though. They got Steelers, they go to the Eagles, they go to the Packers, they got the Packers. They finish with the Niners and the Lions. So look, if it's close in the end, like I don't know if the Bears are going to be able to pull it out. It's
right.
my
Sure.
Like that last game of the year is Lions at Bears. It would be fun if you had those two teams for that game.
You got those two teams. You're sitting on it. You know what I mean? So it's a little tough in the NFC North this year, though. We get a tough draw. We drew the AFC North. That's a tough draw for playing, conference on conference this year. That's a good conference. That's the best conference in the AFC, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So that's a tough draw. But listen, put the money on the Bears, put the money on the Lions as well. Let's hit the NFC West. The Niners are at plus money for the first time in, I think, 2 or 3 years at plus 160. Rams are at plus 175. Cardinals are plus 475. Seahawks plus 475.
Yeah. I mean, tough. This one's a tough one. I mean, I'm probably, just for the fun of it, I'm probably going to take Arizona. No way. There's no way. No way.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you. No way I'm putting a nickel on Kyler Murray for any game past October 15th.
But the Cardinals also similar. They get that same like last place schedule. It wasn't like they were like super horrible last year. They still won like 7 or 8 games.
Yeah.
I just to give you a little bit of what the Cardinals do to start the year. They go to New Orleans. And then they have Carolina, right? Then they go to San Francisco. Then they have Seattle at home. Then they have the Titans at home, right? Let's just assume they beat every team they should there. They're 4-1. Then they go to the Colts. Seems like a possible win. Then they have the Packers at home, the Cowboys, the Seahawks. See, I just like their schedule is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like if I'm just schedule betting, like
but
if
that's the problem.
4-1, like 4-1. And then they have 12 games left, and then they just go, 6-6, 7-5. That team's 11-6.
Yeah, you got everything going. It doesn't matter who they're playing in November. It gets chilly. Kyler Murray doesn't like that, and everybody knows that PlayStation does quadruple points through November, and he is gaming it up. He does not have time for film.
I'm gonna, if I'm betting a favorite, like I'll probably lean Rams, but you could talk me into Rams or the Niners.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like this would probably just be a no bet division for me. It's just not worth it. To make any kind of money, I got to bet Niners or Rams, and either one of those teams could beat the other one I didn't bet. And those two bottom dwellers, no chance. I mean, I
think Cardinals is if you're not going to make a bet and you just want to place one for fun, Cardinals.
I might take a side bet with you that the Seahawks have a better season this year than the Cardinals do.
I think the Seahawks are going to be bad this year. That's kind of my secret bad team.
You got me on that last year when you said Cowboys, and I did not see that coming, man. But you were right. You were right. Listen to him, guys. You listen to him. Sometimes he dialed in on that stuff. Yeah. Let's hit the AFC East. Bills at minus 260. That's a no bet for me. Patriots plus 475. The Dolphins are plus 660, and the Jets at plus 1,500. This is an easy one. It's Patriots, right?
Yeah, but I'm never betting minus 275. There's better ways to bet on the Bills, like bet number 1 seed, bet Josh Allen MVP again.
Right,
I would just do that instead. So if I'm betting on this division, I'm taking the Pats.
Yeah, I'm taking the Pats. I'm taking the Vrabel Pats, who went out and shored up what they needed to shore up. They're going to be a different team next year. Drake May's second season. If I'm taking somebody here, I'm taking the Pats.
Yeah, the other way to do this is parlay it. If you can parlay your division, just put the Bills with like a couple teams you like, the Ravens, the Bills, the Bills, and the Eagles, whatever you want to do. Bills, Lions.
Little parlay booster.
Parlay it that way. Because, I do think the Bills are going to win that division. Now it's just can you get another division right to parlay with it?
Right. Well, this is the one that would probably be a pretty safe bet to me is the AFC North. Listen, the Ravens are minus 140, but I don't see anybody taking them over. Bengals are going to have to prove it to me, but the Bengals are at plus 220. Steelers are plus 500, and the Browns are plus 3,000. I think you know where I'm going.
You taking the Ravens?
I'm going to take the Browns, man.
I think you got to.
You got to.
Now, I don't think the Browns are going to win, but I think the idea is you take the Browns and they get off to a decent start, and then you can kind of hedge your way out of that thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I said it a bunch last year, and I'm going to stand by it right now. That defense is absolutely legit. They can win any game for you. They could win for you. Now, down the stretch, they cashed it in, and guys were sitting and they weren't playing and stuff. When that defense is healthy, it's one of the better defenses in the league. It's one of the better offensive lines in the league. They can run the football down your throat. Stefanski's a good coach. He's dealt with a lot of crap in the last couple of years from the owner, bringing in Watson and all kind of injuries and just garbage junk. This year, they're going to let him coach again and let him be in charge. If they can just get someone to be serviceable under center, they're going to be above 500.
Yeah, I would, we were just talking about parlaying. Like I would maybe Ravens Bills as a nice little parlay possible. Division winners, but yeah, I think if I'm betting this, I love betting the last place team. I just need one to hit. I don't think it'll be the Browns, but if you're going to give me 30-1. I'm definitely going to take it. I'm just going to take it. I'm not going to put a lot on it. I'm going to take it.
30-1, no doubt. Plus 3,000.
Defense is pretty good. That's the argument. The defense is pretty good. If Flacco's average, and he just needs to be average, he can sneak a couple. Maybe they get to 10-7, and maybe the Ravens have a bad year, and the Bengals are bad, and the Steelers do the Steelers stuff.
Right. I mean, that's all you got to do. I mean, who knows? Maybe Shador is the guy that can come in there and just do what he does, man. I just need you to not turn the football over, sit in the pocket, take the right read. If we don't get the first down, we don't get it. He could be a kid that can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I would bet that if I could get the Ravens somehow to plus money, I would bet the Ravens.
Yeah.
Browns. I'm not in on the Bengals yet. I don't know why. I'm not taking the Steelers. So I'm not taking the Steelers.
No, they don't have a quarterback, man. Look, I love Mike Tomlin, but you don't have a quarterback, you ain't winning your division.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I know I'm just contradicting myself. I just said Browns need somebody serviceable, but like the Steelers don't even have that. Mason Rudolph's not serviceable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We saw Flacco with the Browns a couple years ago. Possibly.
Yeah. Took him on a playoff run, man. I mean, what are you going to, All right, let's jump on the AFC West to wrap this rascal up right here. So it's Chiefs at minus 125. And listen, I think you're going to agree with me here. Maybe you won't, but I think this could be the year for the Chiefs to get knocked off. Everyone would think that as far as winning the division after the season they had last year, went back to the Super Bowl, but they've had a lot of long runs in the playoffs and making it to the Super Bowls. Team is long in the tooth in some spots. They do a great job of recharging, refilling, refueling, bringing new guys in. They should win the division. But this might be a year to take a shot. The Chargers are plus 275, Broncos plus 400, Raiders at plus 1200.
Yep. Yeah, I think I would take the Broncos. Just I want a little longer. I would give it a shot there. I don't think I like the Raiders, but I think I did Denver at 4-1. Like Sean Payton. I do think the Chiefs are going to win that division, but but it might be close.
I'll listen. I want to see what the Raiders over under is going to be. You listen, make all the jokes you want. He's old and they bring in Geno. You bring in Pete Carroll and he's got a quarterback he likes. That whole building changes the minute he walks in the door. Andy, you've sat here on the show and listened to BC. Brandon Cars will be on the show a couple of times and talk about what Pete Carroll's like in the building.
Right.
It's different, man. You just see him light up when he talks about it. I've talked to Kerry Harris, that I coached without a Calabasas about what it's like when he's in the building. And he's like, I'm telling you, that guy is a firecracker, man. That team's going to be good.
Yeah, the problem is that their division is tough. That's the real problem. The Chargers are good, the Broncos are good, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. So
what do you think over under will be a 5 or 6?
I think it's like 5.5 would be my guess.
Give me it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it'll be. It. I'd have to see what they have. Let me see.
Yeah, take a look at their schedule right here, because I mean, they damn near did that last year with Gardner Minshew.
They open at the Pats, then they have the Chargers, then they have the Commanders, then the Bears, then the Colts, then the Titans, then the Chiefs, Jags, Denver, Dallas,
Titans too.
Their schedule it's tough early and then loose in the middle, so they could get there.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. If it's 5, I think I would go for 6 wins. I think I would bet on 6 wins. I think I'd take a shot on that. But for me, I think in this division, Andy, I think I take a shot on the Chargers at plus 275. Harbaugh in his second year, team's revamped. He's got it going in the direction he wants it to go. They're going to play grind them down football games, which plays into Kansas City's hands a little bit, unless you can do it with them. And Harbaugh he thinks he can.
The key is that their very first game's in Brazil. It's a Chargers home game. So, if you want the Chargers, that you should definitely get it before the game, because if the Chargers win, those odds will go down.
Yeah, they will.
That's why I'm like, I'm gonna take the Broncos. I'm gonna side over here with Denver.
Yeah, Denver's got a really good defense, man. Really good defense. If Bo Nix can get,
I like Peyton. Like I still think the Chiefs win, but we'll see. It'll be close.
Yeah. I think I'll take Chargers as my parlay team, like you were doing with the Patriots. I think I'll throw the Chargers on a parlay with a couple of these other front runners in the divisions and see if I can land a little booster there.
What you would do, you really should do like Patriots, Chargers. Just go for a wild, crazy.
Yeah, right. Patriots, Chargers, Bears. There you go. Yeah,
just to me, if you hit, you're gonna be crazy. You skipped one in the NFC, and you have one AFC left.
What did we skip?
NFC South, baby. Tampa, Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, we did. Shoot, I don't even have those odds in front of me. You got them?
I'll tell you, Tampa's like plus 105. Falcons like 225.
Right.
Carolina's 425, and the Saints are plus 800. I'm on Carolina.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet. They look good at the end of the year. I'll probably have money. I'll do just like I'm going to do at the NFC North. I'll have money on the Falcons and I'll have money on Carolina. And if they play each other at the end of the year, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch me win money either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have the AFC North or not North, AFC South?
I don't.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you 2 bets inside it. The Texans at plus 105, the Jags at 275, the Colts at 350, and the Titans at 750.
I mean, why not the Titans? This division's not good, right?
100%. You got to take the Titans. And then inside of that, what I do is I would take Cam Ward, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
For sure.
Because if they are decent, right, it's a quarterback award. He's like plus 350, 380, something like that, Cam Ward. Yeah. Then I take that other guy, the Denver running back or whoever it is, or the Chargers running back, one of those guys.
Genty.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I take Genty. Genty probably is a stud, but he's the favorite, right?
Probably.
So, Rookie of the Year, Genty's 250. Cam Ward's 350. Amari and Hampton's plus 1,000.
Hampton at 1,000 is a good bet.
Yeah. Saints quarterback's 1,000. Tyler Shue, or whatever his name is.
Hey, what's Shador?
Shador's 2,000.
I might put a little money on that.
Yeah.
If he gets a chance to play and the Browns make the playout, listen, at this point, you're not betting that he's going to like be 100% the earner of that award, Andy, right? You're betting if he gets in and is a starter for the majority of the season and they have a winning record and make a playoff spot, that's a media thing. They're going to give it to him.
Right.
They're going to give it to him. I'm going to put some money on that.
Yep.
Why not?
Why not? For sure. But that's early leans. We'll know more in August, but that's just kind of an early lean.
Yeah, we'll know more in August. Might be fun this year. Like, let's put a few little $10 spots on a bunch of these now and then revisit them in August and put a few $10 spots in the other ones that dropped even lower than the you know what I mean? Like, let me get 10 on the Bears now and then come August when they're actually ahead of the Packers and the Packers are at the bottom now for the
right. Or you get like, let's, in the Bears example, like let's say Caleb gets hurt, he's out for the year, then your bet's toast, right?
Yeah.
So that's
real.
the gamble.
It's for real toast.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, that's where we're at right now. We'll keep it going on a little NFL stuff as we keep moving forward. We got more OTAs coming, I think, in July or something like that. And then training camp itself starts end of July.
Yep.
It's right around the corner, man. It's flying up on us.
It's ready. I'm ready. Let's get to it.
It's flying up on us, man. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Andy, that's going to be it for this week, guys. Tune in next week. We'll have some more stuff for you. We're going to be jumping on. It'll be Stanley Cup Finals. It'll be NBA Finals. They'll finally be getting started. We'll know where we're kind of landing with maybe putting in some bets on some game stuff there. All right, bet style. We'll be doing the baseball every single day, guys. Make sure you are tuning into that. And next week, we will have another segment of No Way. We're going to do some no ways, and Andy's going to throw some at us next week and see if he can trick me.
I'll have some ready to go.
All right, brother. Well, that's it, guys. We're going to take off out of here, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, Dad.
See ya.